Hey, everybody. It's Mr. Greg. I hope that you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. As you can tell, I am dreaming of somewhere warm and sunny with a drink in my hand. So I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that you are enjoying your break. We would love if you would join us in the comments tonight. We really want to have a great conversation about some really simple ways to engage our kids in the classroom and what are we looking to improve as we head back to school after the new year. New Year's resolutions are a whole thing. I don't do resolutions, but I'm always looking to improve things and make things better. So where are you from? You can drop that in the comments. Let us know where you're joining us from. You can also, I would love if you would drop in the comments one or two things that you're looking to change, to improve, to do differently in the classroom in the new year. Also, what are some of your favorite simple engagement ideas? Start dropping those in the comments as well, and Jose will be sharing those with everybody as they pop up. So also hit the share button, invite your friends to join us and hang out with us for a little while tonight, have some fun. You never know what could happen on these lives. Things tend to get a little bit crazy. The 4-year-old's in bed, so we shouldn't have any interruptions from a toddler. The new dog is in bed, so she should not be making an appearance tonight, but who knows? So lots of people joining us tonight. So hello, everyone. So several years ago, we started a tradition here at the Kindergarten Smorgasbord called our New Year Refresh. And so this was kind of an idea, like I said, I don't do resolutions because I can't keep up with my notebook, much less a resolution for a whole year. I can't do it. But to those of you who can, go for it. I want to know how you do it because I can't. But like I said, I'm always looking to improve. So we started this New Year Refresh a few years ago. And the idea was, number one, if you're like me when you're on break, like a lot of times I'm laying on the couch or in the bed watching TV and just scrolling through social media, right? So I thought, well, hey, what if we, teacher, we turn our brain off over break, which is fantastic, but also teacher brains never really stop. And so I'm like, what if we did a series of Facebook posts and all kinds of fun stuff over the break to just throw out lots of ideas and inspiration for people, right? So that's where the New Year Refresh came from. So the idea is that we're just going to share lots of stuff with you between now and January 2nd. We're hoping that if you're like me, you're going to screenshot stuff, you're going to click links, you're going to read, you're going to jot stuff down, you're going to put it in the back of your mind. So when we head back to school, you got all these new ideas and things that you're going to work on and change and improve. So that's where the idea came from. So our New Year Refresh started today with simple engagement ideas. I got distracted. One of my former students is here. Hi, Scarlett. It's so good to see you. I hope that you are doing very well, Scarlett. I miss you too. Say hi to your family. So the New Year Refresh today is all about simple engagement ideas. And we're going to get into some of those, kind of get an idea behind me in a few minutes. But we have a different topic every day. And so me and Jose sat down last year and came up with these topics. I changed them up a little bit this year. So just, keep things fresh, right? New Year Refresh. So Jose may be able to pull up the list of topics. But I think tomorrow is phonics. I know at one point we're doing morning meeting. I know centers and small groups are in there because that is the topic of conversation. I just saw a question come through about that. A lot of questions about organization. I think we have that on our list coming up. So check those out. And we get lots of questions about the New Year Refresh. It's nothing to do. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to sign up. You don't have to schedule. You just have to follow on Facebook. So you'll see all the things popping up on Facebook and Instagram too a little bit, maybe in your email as well. So just follow along. And they're all day, every day between now and January 2nd. And so hopefully you'll find some ideas that will inspire you, to encourage you. Or if you're like me, I'll see things on social media and I'm like, oh yeah, I was going to do that too. So that's kind of where it all comes from. So we're we're going to have some fun with it. We'll have freebies. We had a freebie today. We'll have some giveaways throughout the New Year refresh. We'll do some lives as well. So just make plans to hang out with us over the next few days as you are laying in your pajamas, enjoying, hopefully, adult beverages. Mine is not an adult beverage. And mindlessly scrolling through social media and enjoying your time off. All right. A couple of questions have come through. Hello to the Philippines. Thank you so much for joining us from the Philippines. There's no certificate for this. It's just a Facebook Live. It is recorded, yes. So you will be able to watch this later. It'll stay right here on Facebook. I saw somebody talking about one of their goals is classroom management. So I think that's on our list for one of the refresh days. So we'll be talking a lot about classroom management on that day. We'll probably even do a Facebook Live on that because I know lots of people are working on that. And that is actually something I have on my agenda for when we go back, is really tightening up on some of those classroom management procedures, center procedures. My kids I can't even begin to tell you how far they've come this year. But that's something we're going to focus on. So I'm excited to talk about classroom management as well. I saw a lot of organization. Listen, always trying to organize all the things. But since today was simple engagement ideas, we would love to hear some of your simple engagement ideas. What do you do to engage your kids in class? What do you do that's easy, that makes things just a little bit more fun? Because here's the thing. There is so much pressure. I'm going to get on my soapbox. Everybody grab your drink and get ready. There's so much pressure from certain areas of social media that everything in our classroom has to be this huge, over-the-top dog and pony show, a concert, a performance, a Broadway production to engage our kids. Well, number one, that's false, completely false. That doesn't have to happen. If you do that in your classroom, go for it. If you have that time and that energy and you want to go all in, you go all in. Listen, I'm all about being extra. Go for it. But for people who don't want to do that, don't. And don't stress out about that. Don't let what you see on social media pressure you into that. I don't want you to think that you have to do that. Your classroom does not have to be a Broadway show every day, right? Because here's the thing. Is that a view of an ocean out your window? It is. It's not the real ocean, unfortunately. And I'm going to talk about it in just a moment. Here's the thing. Brain research tells us, and there's a great book, and I may try to see if I have it on my shelf. There's a great book about the brain, and one of the things it talks about is novelty. The brain loves novelty. The great thing about kids and working in early childhood is everything is novel. Everything is new and exciting to them. So guess what? I can come in wearing a dinosaur shirt. That's new and novel. That gets my kids excited. And I purposely wore this shirt because this is one of my engagement strategies right here. My clothes. Listen, y'all, I do my weekly outfits. We get bombarded with questions about my clothes in the closet. Jose, maybe we should do a Facebook Live from my closet this week. I think people would love that. But the clothes. So I may wear this shirt on the first day of our dinosaur unit. Guess what? The kids are going to be excited because, number one, kids love dinosaurs. They're going to see the colors. They're going to start talking about it. It's new. It's novel. Bam. Engaged, right? Dressing up. I see Brian talking about dressing up. Costumes. We're going to actually talk about that. Costumes are one of my favorite engagement tricks. Dress up. Costumes. This is one of my favorites. This is a DIY costume. It's literally just a piece of foam board, green foam board, made some eyes. So costumes. Here's the thing about costumes. You can get them on Amazon. You can do DIY. Like this one, I literally made it myself. I have, when we do Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, I have a costume that I made out of sweatpants, and I printed some pictures of food and glued them on, right? So that's one of, if you're going to talk to me about engagement in the classroom, I'm going to go with costumes because that's my thing. That is my thing. So I want you to think about your thing. What is your thing that you want to do to bring more fun and engagement to the classroom? Mr. Greg likes to dress up in costumes. I've got a whole bunch of costumes that I wear. I make a lot of my costumes, so it doesn't even have to cost a bunch of money. But what is your thing? I've seen people saying hats. I've seen other people dressing up, different voices, props, right? Super easy things. A lot of you have noticed the beautiful beach behind me. I want to go to the beach. I love the beach, but unfortunately in Tennessee, it's cold and cloudy, and they're talking about snowflakes on Friday, which means everybody is panicked in Tennessee right now. But this is actually a YouTube video. This is one of my engagement strategies. You go to YouTube, you type in window scene beach, window scene snow, window scene city, whatever. And these beautiful videos will come up, and I put them on my smartboard on my TV in my classroom, and boom, we've set the scene, right? So if we're going to learn about ocean, I would type in ocean background video, and I put on the video, and it sets the scene. Cost me $0, right? I also do this with, like we're going to do Groundhog Day, for example, coming up in February. So I literally found a photograph of a groundhog and put that on my smartboard. And so as the kids are coming in, there's a groundhog on there. And as we're learning about groundhogs, he's there. So they're seeing the groundhog before we learn about it, but they're talking about it. What is that? Is that a rat? Is that? So we've already increased that engagement, right? And they're seeing this new animal. So they've got that novelty as well. So pictures, videos on your smartboard are a great way to increase engagement. I see people talking about using a 11 by 18 card deck for math. Yes, we have one of those as well. We actually have the regular cards, and you can get giant Uno cards. We pull those out for math a lot, right? That reminds me of another thing that I started doing this year to help with engagement in our phonics lessons, because our required phonics curriculum is kind of repetitive. And so we're doing the same thing, which is what our kids need for phonics. But because of that, you have to change it up, right? And so we have these letter cards from our word family boot camp, and I printed them on different colors cardstock, and we use those for word building. But then we made glitter letters, and I printed those and laminated those, and I pulled those out for the last couple of weeks before winter break. And instead of using just regular colored cardstock, we just printed the glitter letters and used those for our word building and our word chaining. The kids went crazy for it. All that changed was the letters. Like I went from green and red cardstock to glitter letters printed on cardstock, laminated. We did the exact same thing, the same skill, the same activity. We just changed the look of it a little bit, and the engagement went sky high. So that's another way to do it. And I think Jose is going to share the glitter letters with you so you can see those. But the kids love them. I've used them in whole group. I use them in small group. Just that little change makes it better, right? It's new. It's novel. The kids are like, woo, we love sparkles. Look at the sparkles. Look at the glitter. And so just look for that. I just saw somebody, fun t-shirts. Yep, fun t-shirts for different themes. Somebody was talking about phoneme segmentation, using different objects for that. Reusable ice cubes. I showed these back in December when we did a live. These are just little Santa boot ornaments. We use those for phoneme segmentation, right? Change it up. Target mini erasers. If you're like me, you probably have some of these laying around since Target doesn't really sell them anymore. Grab those and use those for phoneme segmentation. Y'all, grab some duct tape. I've got to find a picture of this because I did this months and months ago. Or not months and months ago, years and years ago, like when I first started teaching kindergarten. So we're talking 16 years ago, 15 years ago. When I started teaching kindergarten, we were doing the science of reading. That's all I knew. And so that's what we were doing. Here are the glitter letters that we have. And so the kids love them. Love them. They're clip art, so you can do anything you want with them. So grab them, make yourself some letter cards, and the kids go crazy for them. So yeah, 15, 16 years ago, when I started teaching kindergarten, we were doing the science of reading. It wasn't called the science of reading, but that's what it was. And we were doing a lot of phoneme segmentation, and the kids were bored. So one of the things I did was, this was when Justin Bieber was super popular, and my kids were obsessed with him, and so was I. So I bought some Justin Bieber duct tape. True story. They sold Justin Bieber duct tape, and I made 4 boxes on the floor outside of my classroom door. And every time we would come in the classroom, I would tell the kids to segment a word. So I would say cat, and they would jump in the boxes. So grab some duct tape, make some boxes on the floor, and you can have the kids segment that way. So they could be the manipulative for phoneme segmentation. I've seen several people talk about bowling in the classroom to practice subtraction. We also do it for adding. We do bowling for adding and making 10. So you can buy yourself some bowling pins. Another thing my kids love is anytime I get out a ball. I think it's because it's a frat house in my room this year, and so they just love to throw things at each other. But grab a ball. This is just a beach ball that I had in my office. I actually bought a few of these because the colors are the kindergarten smorgasbord colors. But you can write on them, and so write words. They throw it, they catch it, and when they catch it and they touch a word, they can decode the word. Maybe it's a letter. They can say the sound. Maybe it's a number. They can count. But you can do lots of things with this. We use it for our morning meeting, and the kids have to greet each other. Then they throw the ball. So you're also working on gross motor skills, focusing, paying attention. I have a soccer ball in my classroom that we use a lot. And so I'll just use that. I'll be like, okay, I'm going to roll the ball to somebody. So pay attention. And if you get the ball, I'm going to ask you a question. So I just roll the ball to them. Talk about engaging because they're really focused because they want to catch the ball, right? So grab a beach ball, a soccer ball, and use that. Turn it into a game. Anything you can turn into a game will work. And literally like with this, like I made one last year for CVCE words, and we would have like 5 minutes before we had to go somewhere. And I'd be like, okay, everybody stand up. I grab the ball, and we would just start throwing the ball to people, and they would read the word, right? Super easy. The kids loved it because, again, they love to throw things at each other. Another thing to keep in mind with novelty is just grab anything you have floating around in your room and pull it into the lesson. So a good example of that would be, I found these at the Dollar Tree last summer, and I grabbed a couple. So we do a lot of work on letter sounds and correct letter formation and building up that letter sound, letter writing fluency, because the research is really clear that the faster and better the kids can write the letters, the better they are at writing and reading. So we do a lot of work with that. So like it's a plastic ice cream cone cup from the Dollar Tree. But listen, grab a bag, grab a bowl, grab an Amazon box, throw letter cards in there or letter tiles. You've got 5 minutes. The kids run up, they pull a letter out of the box. Everybody says the sound in the letter. If you have a few extra minutes, give them a whiteboard and they can write it. So instead of me holding up the letter, them saying the sound and writing it, we're going to pull it out of a giant ice cream cone, right? Or we're going to pull it out of a bag or an Amazon box. Or I'm looking over here. For some reason, Adeline's Halloween jack-o'-lantern is sitting on the floor. I don't know why it's here, but it is. But anything you have in your classroom that can make a repetitive activity just a little bit different, grab it. Like, how much more fun is it that if I say, hey, come get a letter out of the ice cream cone, than if Mr. Greg is just holding it up, right? Make it even more fun. Put the glitter letter cards in here, and you've got sparkly ice cream letters, right? I see people talking about shaving cream with the words, right? Adeline does that in her school as well, and they love it. Yes, morning meeting is great with the balls. My kids love the balls during morning meeting. Let's see. Indoor snowballs. Oh, I bought the indoor snowballs too. Using them to teach letters. You can use those indoor snowballs for all kinds of stuff. Segmenting. You could do adding. We did for those indoor snowballs, we did this game where the kids had some snowballs and they threw them. And the ones that landed in the circle and the ones that landed out of the circle, we wrote equations and we added them, right? You can also write on paper, wad it up, and have a snowball fight that way. So lots of fun things you can do with snowball fights. Let's going back up because I know a ton of things have came through. See, Laura, you're my people, because Laura went to Walmart today and bought disco ball ornaments on clearance for the sensory table. Exactly. Ornaments, plastic eggs, those things are great all year long. And now's the time to like buy ornaments because they're on clearance. I found these little snowman boot ornaments. So we use these in December. Disco balls are great for New Year. So grab those now, right? So, and again, it's new and it's novel. And so anytime you can bring something new in, books, these are some of my favorite books, because if we're going to start talking about community helpers, I love books that have that element of surprise. And so you can talk about, you show this page and you read it and you start talking about whose hands are those, right? And so the kids are trying to guess. So you're also building language. And then you're like, oh, they're scientists. Whose hands are these? So these are really good books. Anytime a book has that element of surprise, that's a great one to increase engagement. Music is another one. We just wrapped up some stuff on the Four Seasons. So every day we would sing the Jack Hartman Four Seasons song. 3 minutes, the kids got up and moved, and then we were able to go into our read aloud to talk about the Four Seasons. Music is great. If you are loving all of these ideas, make sure to follow along the next few days as we do our New Year refresh. But also, if you're loving all of these simple ideas, you need to sign up for Elevate Virtual or Elevate in person, because Elevate is all about simple, easy ideas that you can bring back to your classroom immediately. So sign up. Elevate Virtual, the early bird is $50, and that is good through December 31st. So you have like 5 days left. So you don't want to miss that amazing price for the Elevate Virtual. 31 sessions, you're going to get a certificate, $500 worth of digital resources to download, $10,000 in giveaways, and so much more. It's 31 sessions of simple ideas from classroom teachers. So it's stuff that people are doing in their schools, in their classrooms, and you can bring it back to your classroom immediately. That's what Elevate is all about. So join us for Elevate Virtual or Elevate in person. We'll be in Nashville, Dallas, or Phoenix. And every session is all about real, usable, easy, doable stuff that you can bring back to your classroom immediately. But especially get signed up for Elevate Virtual before December 31st, because that early bird pricing is only $50. And if we're giving you $500 in free stuff for your classroom, we're basically paying you to come to Elevate Virtual. So sign up before the price goes up. All right. Trying to think what else me and Jose chatted about that we were going to talk about. I wanted to show you these because this is another way to engage your kids is new activities. So a couple weeks ago, we had math night at my school, and the math coach asked me to help her with a kindergarten activity. And so I made some of these little pattern block cards and these little counting cube cards and threw them out on the tables for math night. And the kids went crazy for them. Like I was in the pre-K second grade room. Even the third, fourth, and fifth graders were coming in and doing these. But what was really cool about it was even the families were doing them and they were enjoying them. And listen, y'all, I sat down a couple of times and did a couple of these on math night. It was so relaxing, so relaxing. So I put them in my classroom and my kids have gone bonkers for them because it's something new. We hadn't been doing these in our classroom, but here's the great thing. We have them for January. I just finished the February ones. Every time I pull these, I'm going to make them for every month. Every time we pull them out for a new month, they're new pictures. So bam, it's new, it's novel, it's engaging. So grab them. So they have them for pattern blocks and then counting cubes. My kids are obsessed with them. They are doing them all the time. So grab them. and they're super easy. You print them and laminate them. All you do is add some cubes, add some pattern blocks, add your kids, and you've got to go. You're good to go. And the kids love them. The way I made them, they're purposely not to scale, right? Because I don't want the kids just putting the blocks on there. So they could put the blocks on there, they just don't fit. But I want them to have to look at it and build it on their own. So it's really like a puzzle. So that's another engagement. Changing out those center activities, super easy engagement. Costumes, videos on your smartboard, pictures on your smartboard, YouTube videos. If you're going to learn about groundhogs, pull up a video about groundhogs and let the kids watch a video about groundhogs. And so those are the ways that you can really engage your kids. I've seen a ton of great ideas come through these these comments. I'm loving all of them. I'm loving the ideas for New Year refresh. I'm loving all of the engagement ideas. The Build It Up cards are in our store. And so we'll get Jose to post us a link. I think, hey, guess what? If you don't have a smart board, you can do this. Do you have a projector? Just do it. That's all it is. It's just, if I was doing this when I just had a projector and a screen. So you don't need a smart board. If you have a projector, you can do the same thing. You're just projecting a video. You're just projecting a picture of something. So you don't need a smart board. You just need a projector, right? So there you go. So lots of great ideas. Also want to mention to everybody that we have a webinar, a free webinar coming up on Friday, December 29th. It's, I can't remember the name of it. I came up with such a cute name. It's all about January teaching ideas. I'm looking for the name, but it's going to be about a 45-minute to an hour-long webinar, and I'm going to be sharing all the things we're going to do in January. So I'm going to share lessons, art projects, science experiments, snack ideas, all kinds of stuff to get you ready for January. You're going to get a free resource. We're going to have a really special offer for you. So make sure to join us. There it is. Brian's on it. Thank you, Brian. Creative Classroom Magic, January Teaching Extravaganza. It's our free webinar for January teaching ideas. So we'll get the link in the comments as well. Again, it's free. So sign up. Even if you can't attend live on Friday, you still need to sign up so that you get the replay link so that you can watch the webinar later. So we'll get the link to sign up here in the comments in just a moment. We'll get the link to the Build It Up, to the glitter letters, Elevate Virtual. We'll make sure all of those links end up in the comments in just a moment. And then, are there any final questions before we wrap it up? There were, I saw a couple of questions come through. There was one about math night. So this is my first year at the school. It was my first experience with a family night at our school, and it was fantastic. We did math and literacy. They did read alouds. They did, for math, we did the pattern block cards. They did bingo. They had pancakes. We had a photo booth. We had hot chocolate. There was just all kinds of stuff for the families to do. And it was done very well. Our literacy coach and our math coach pulled it off, planned it, and it was great. Oh, Kelly, I need to know, I think I've seen this on social media. The twister boards for segmenting. I've seen this. I love it. I need to know more. I want to see this in action. I need to know more because I love this idea. Because now I want to go out and buy a twister board because I love that idea. Graphing. I see people using somebody talking about graphing and cookies. That's another great here's the thing about doing graphing as an engagement strategy. It's easy, but also get the kids to talk. So if they're going to talk, like if they're going to graph their favorite cookie, why is that your favorite cookie? What do you like about it? Get them to talk about it. We do graphing as part of our Read It Up. So all of our Read It Up resources will have a graphing lesson in there. And so we always incorporate graphing. The kids love it because they get to vote and they get to talk about what, their favorite things, their favorite food, all that stuff. Let's see. Lots of Jose's getting all the links for us. Thank you, Jose. When do your kids during the day use the pattern blocks and snap cubes? Those are part of our math centers. So these would be in their math centers, and they would use those as a math center in their tubs. So I might even print 2 sets of these so that 2 different groups could be using them at the same time. The other thing, listen, if your snap cubes are anything like mine, we have a hot mess of these things, but we don't always have all the right colors. That's okay. I just tell the kids, use a different color and see if you can still make a snowman, right? So you don't have to necessarily have the right colors, but you can order. I did look, you can order all the colors of snap cubes. Let's see. Make sure I didn't miss any other questions. I don't see any more. All right, so a couple of things. Make sure that you are following along between now and January 2nd for our New Year refresh. We're going to be talking about phonics, organization, centers, classroom management. All math is in there. So we're going to be talking about all of those. We'll be doing some Facebook Lives throughout the next few days. So make sure to join us, follow along, sign up for Elevate Virtual at elevateyourclassroom.com. Sign up before December 31st so you don't miss out on early bird pricing of $50. You're going to get 31 sessions, amazing keynotes, $500 in free resources for your classroom, $10,000 in giveaway. Plus, you're going to get so much content that you can use in your classroom immediately. So get signed up for Elevate Virtual and Elevate in person. Come hang out with us in Nashville, Dallas, or Phoenix. You will absolutely love it. We have the best time at Elevate, so make sure to get registered. We also have our free webinar coming up on Friday. So it's Friday night at 7 Central, I believe. Sign up. We'll put the link. There it is. It's free. You'll get a free resource for your classroom. You're going to get a really special offer. You'll get a certificate, and I'm going to give you tons of ideas and resources that will work in your classroom in January. So we're hoping the webinar just makes your planning and prep a little bit easier as we head into the new year. So there you go. I think that's it. Register for the webinar, register for Elevate Virtual, follow along with our New Year refresh. As always, you can visit our website, thekindergartensmorgasbord.com, for all of the resources and ideas and freebies. Check out our store, tksstore.com, for all of your resources that you need. We've got everything you could want and more. And so check it all out. And as always, if you have questions, you can drop them here in the comments. We'll come back and check the comments and answer the questions. Cindy has a question about Elevate. Will the Elevate virtual sessions be recorded? Yes. Elevate Virtual is not a live conference. It is on demand. So with Elevate Virtual, you will have 90 days on demand, unlimited access beginning June 1st. And so it's 90 days. So you have access to Elevate Virtual anytime during those 90 days. You can do it at 3 a.m. You can do it on the beach, by the pool, in your pajamas, whatever you want to do. So get registered. Don't miss out. I don't see any more questions. So again, thank you all so much for hanging out with us. I hope that you've got some fresh ideas to make engagement in your classroom a little bit more simple. Thank you to everybody who shared their ideas with us and your comments. We appreciate you all. And not 91 days. No. Holly has been with us for Elevate Virtual before. No, Holly, it's not. We can't extend it to 91 days. It's only 90 days. But thanks for asking already, Holly. I appreciate you. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. And tonight, Elevate sessions are not repeats. Nope. It is all brand new content at Elevate Virtual and Elevate in person. So if you came before, you might as well come again because it's all new stuff and you know it's going to be a blast. Thank you all so much. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. We'll come back and answer those later. Enjoy your time off. Get some rest. Go mindlessly scroll Facebook and social media. Get yourself a beverage and have a great night. See y'all later. Thanks, Jose. Bye, everybody.